There's like no doubling at all anymore.
No way. You can't be serious.
No, like legit. Oh my gosh.
You want to go outside and check it out natural?
Okay, that's crazy.
Okay, let's go outside and see the natural ambient. Really?
No, like seriously, there's one tree over there.
Oh, I know there's always been one tree over there. I know there's one tree over there.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
It's like even crisper than before.
No way.
Oh my gosh, everything is so clear.
So what actually is the disease that made me go blind? Well, right now, they don't actually know the cause of it, but my uncle has it, so for me, it's pretty likely that it's hereditary. What we do know is keratoconus is a degenerative eye disease. What that means is that our corneas are slowly thinning out. Well, I guess for me, not so slow. But due to your eye pressure, it pushes out those weak parts of your cornea, the thinned out parts, and makes them bulge instead of circular. So here's a normal cornea. And here's a keratoconus cornea. And although it can never make you go black blind, it can cause you to go legally blind, like me. Okay, this is super cool. So as you can see in this picture, people with keratoconus have an irregular shaped cornea. Scleral lenses are hard lenses. Before we put the contacts in, we fill it up with a lot of liquid. So there's a liquid barrier in between your eye and the scleral contact. And that liquid is held in between your eye and the contact all day long. So it's filling in those holes that your cornea created. So we see through our contact solution. So my story about finding out what my husband looks like is a funny one. I first met him when my vision was rapidly declining, so I still like noticed him out of a crowd and was like, I'm pretty sure that man's attractive. But we were pretty strictly friends for about a year. But I did get this pair of contacts that let me see people's faces really well. I didn't keep them, it was a mess, but for about 2 days I could see people's faces. And he heard that I got these contacts. He was so nervous about me seeing him. At least I think he was, because I could feel the energy. And I went over to see him, and I was so focused on the crevices on his faces, because it was almost like sensory overload for me. That I was like touching his face. He was so convinced that I thought he was ugly. And it didn't help when I made comments about the details on his face. So yeah, it was more like a sensory overload moment and less of like a fairy tale moment. But it hit me later. So this was pretty funny. When I first brought my now husband home to my parents when we first started dating, I still didn't have great vision. It was getting better, but I still hadn't really pieced him all together visually. So my mom ends up meeting him, and at the end of the night, she comes up to me and she goes, "Sophie, I didn't know you brought home Ryan Reynolds."